Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about radio buttons, and radio buttons just help us choose one of the other things. So it's not that hard. Like, for example, when you're choosing gender, it's either male or it's female. So how do we do it? Well, first of all, we're going to copy all of this and we're going to paste it here because most of the things are the same. So for example, we don't need this function right here. These things are the same, and this thing is the, well, we'll add widgets on our own, and well, that's about it. So what else can we do here? Well, now let's get to the real work. Let's make a radio button, and you can make it by doing q radio button, and once you've done that, it's pretty much it. Same with the female button. You can use q radio button. You have to provide in a string, for example male. You can provide in a string here, female. Just for simplicity, I'm not adding any other gender. And of course we can add this to the layout, add widget male button and layout dot add widget female button, and we're set. Let's run this. I hope I don't get an error. So as you can see, you can select one or the other. Now what else should we do here? Well, we can show which one is selected, and for that we're going to create a label. You selected nothing in the beginning, and that's about it. Let's not go too deep into the details. So of course this has the same phenomena as checkbox has. It has a toggled event that will be triggered when you actually, well, toggle it. So let's toggle the male button, and when it is toggled, I wanna, well, connect it to a function that we made. But here again, I want to pass on the male button, so we can create something called a lambda, which this lambda will pass on this male button to our function. And what should we call it? Well, let's say show selected, and male button will be passed. Same thing for the female. Instead, I can just press on Control D to select it, and we'll have the same thing. Now we have to define this function. It's pretty simple. Show selected, self, and button. Let's take a breath here and see if it actually works. Clicked. Yep, so this one goes down. There was a little mistake here. So if I click this, well, show selected is not defined because it's self.show selected, of course. These simple errors, not a big deal. So as you can see, the clicked is clicked, and that's about it for that. Now what else do we need to do? What can we do here? What else can we do here? Well, when one of the button is changed, when one of the button is toggled, we see that the change happens. So we have to do something else here. We have to set the text of our thing that is selected. So what I have here, let me show you something. I can do something like button dot text, and I will get the text of the button that I just selected. For example, if I do male and female, male, female, so I can set the text of my label. So to do that, you know that I have to make this my attribute of the class, or I have to pass it right here. I choose to do this because it's more simpler. self.label.set text to this button, and it's pretty simple. Job done. Of course, we have not added added our label to the widget, and we are good to go. I think we have made a mistake here. We added it before creating the label in our class. Let's see, you have selected nothing, female is selected, and male is selected. That's about it. Now, that's about it for the radio buttons. I don't want to show more because there is something called grouping the radio buttons. If you're using different groups, you'll get to see them later and on your own. So that's about it for the radio buttons. In the next lecture, we're going to study more, and of course, at the end of the day, you will not be writing this code yourself. This will be already done by designer, the Qt designer, which we'll use later to just drag and drop, and everything will be done. You will be writing this function right here to manipulate this stuff and to use it for your advantage. So I'll see you in the next one.